Welcome, foodies, to the Chef Lance Show. Today, we're doing this simple and quick party dip, smoked fish dip for your next party, whether it's holiday or the big game, and your favorite chip or cracker to go with it. Join us for how to make this. Welcome back, foodies. I'm having the best day ever, and I hope you are too. Today, we're going to do a super simple, super fast dip you can take to your next party, whether it be a holiday party, for the office or church or just friends coming over, or even for some big game you're about to watch. This is super simple and so delicious. This is a smoked fish dip, and today I'm going to be eating those with some pita chips. These are not flavored. Well, they have a little sea salt flavoring, but they're just plain pita chips we're going to eat this with. Any non-flavored chip would probably do, or even a saltine cracker, Ritz cracker, something like that. But here's where we're going to get started. So today, mise en place, very simple. One utensil, we're going to have a spatula for mixing, a bowl for serving, extra salt and pepper in case we need it. Of course, the pita chips. Over here, we have some sriracha. It is a brand of sriracha, not the brand of sriracha, if you get what I'm saying. A bowl to mix this all in. Then we're going to start with mayonnaise. This is room temperature whipped cream cheese. We have some Dijon mustard, some prepared horseradish. And this is the extra hot, so I like to kick it up a little bit. This is the sriracha, Worcestershire sauce, lemon juice. This is Old Bay seasoning. Now, if you had on hand some Cajun seasoning, that certainly would be delicious as well. This Old Bay is a standard and a known seafood and fish seasoning, but it's really an East Coast flavor of the United States, East Coast of the United States. So if you wanted to be more like the South where I'm from, you would probably want to use a Creole or a Cajun seasoning for that. And then we have some fresh chopped parsley, and all the ingredients and directions are listed in the direction. It's either in the description below or on my website. So check it out either way. So what are we going to do first? Well, we're just going to start putting everything together. Starting with the mayonnaise. Then the cream cheese. This is so fast. It takes longer to get the mise en place done than to actually get to, you have to make this. The Dijon mustard. The horseradish. By the way, I'm wearing gloves today. I do wear gloves in the kitchen when I'm working, especially professionally, but the reason I'm wearing gloves for this dish is because I don't want to end up with smoky fish on my hands, smelling that for the rest of the day and into the evening. I'm going to wear gloves to kind of tame that down a little bit. That was the sriracha. This is the Worcestershire. And the lemon juice. Now I'm going to mix this together a little bit. Just kind of folding it together. Don't want to overmix it. So I've got that combined. Now I'm going to put the dry ingredients in. This is the Old Bay. And then I'm going to go with the parsley. Now, although this is going to taste completely different when I get the fish in it, I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick taste just to see if there's anything obvious I need to change, any seasonings I need to adjust. Just a tad salt. Now, the fish is not seasoned. You can buy any kind of fish you want. A fatty fish works really well here, a tuna, salmon, a mackerel, something like that. The fatty fish adds a lot of creaminess and texture, not texture, but flavor to it. In this case, I'll tell you how I got this. This is a smoked striped sea bass. So, as many of you know, I am an instructor at a culinary school, And one of our classes is what we call meat and seafood, where they actually do butchering on small animals. And so the other day they were working on striped striped bass. These bad boys were about this long to some, in that neighborhood. And as beginning students will do, they left a lot of meat on the bones. So not wanting to waste anything, I took the carcasses and made a fish stock. I used it in an earlier recipe a couple weeks ago. And left over from that was the meat on the bones that when I strained the stock off was fully cooked, but not seasoned, because we don't season our stock. So I ended up with big hunks like this. Now, some people say that you want to put this in a food processor, mince it up. But I actually like larger chunks, not this size, but I do like larger chunks because I want to feel the texture of the fish and I want to taste the fish as well. So what I'm going to do, and the reason I'm wearing gloves, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to break it into smaller pieces right into my dressing, my sauce that I've made. And there's a bone. Another reason for breaking this apart with your hands, finding those bones that got missed earlier. Guys, if you're used to buying things at the store, like your chicken stock and your fish stock and beef stock, I'm going to teach you how easy it is to make your own stock at home. You control what's in it. You control the quality of it. You control the sodium. In fact, when we make stock, we actually do not put salt in it because we salt the final product, not the ingredient. And so we never know what the stock might be used for, so we just don't salt it. Whereas the stuff you buy commercially, even low sodium, already tells you it has salt in it. And you have to adjust accordingly. And of course, the problem with that, and another reason we don't use salted butter, is and that is a piece of skin I found. That's a little chewy. I'm not going to eat that. Is you don't know the quality of the salt they put in, and you don't know the quantity. And we as chefs, we as home cooks and chefs, we absolutely want to control that so that we determine, what and how. And here's another thing that I get questioned a lot is, why do chefs like to use kosher salt? And you see chefs pinching salt and putting it in like I did earlier. We use kosher because, by the way, salt is manufactured. No, it occurs naturally. I know that. But the size and shape all depends on the purpose and the manufacturer. So if you put two small bowls, one with kosher salt and one with table salt side by side, you pinch the kosher salt and you can actually hold it in your fingers. And with training, we know as chefs over time how much salt we're picking up with each pinch. Mine in particular is about half a teaspoon. I can teach you later how to figure that out. But if you try to pick up table salt, you might as well try to pick up olive oil with your fingers. It's just not going to stay. It's just so fine that it will just fall through and you won't be able to control it at all. So, all right, I'm getting close to finishing up this fish. I don't want to miss any bite, though. This is really good. I've tasted it off to the side. Now, smoking it. How did I smoke it? If you have a smoker, certainly you can put it on the pan and smoke it outside. There are, a outdoor smoker. There are other smokers available that you can do indoors, and those can be stovetop. You want to make sure you have very good ventilation when you do those things. In this case, I have a smoking gun, not one from a Western or anything like that, but a smoke gun that is absolutely wonderful because basically what I did was I put the fish chunks in a Ziploc bag and I put the hose in it, lit it, filled the bag with smoke, sealed it off, and I let it sit there. And I did that 2 or 3 different times until it had the smokiness I was looking for. And the other thing about that, you can buy everywhere you can go, you can get little wood chips. Now these are smaller, much finer, more like sawdust. Applewood, hickory, all the pecan, the different woods we use for smoking. Now I'm going to take a spoon, do a quick taste test, because this is really it. very lemony. So I'm going to counteract that with a little salt, a little bit of black pepper. By the way, this is a table grind, but I like coarse ground pepper for the same reason I like kosher salt. So really, ideally, you're going to chill this in your refrigerator for a minimum of a couple hours up to a day in advance of your party. And the flavors are really going to come together and really it's going to help it out a lot. But in this case, we're just going to taste it and then give it a try. Much better. I actually think it needs a little more sriracha. So I'm not a chili head by any means, but one of the things I do like to do is I get a high quality vanilla ice cream. There's a brand that makes a vanilla bean ice cream I love, and then I put sriracha on it. Oh yeah. You get the flavor of the sriracha, a little bit of the heat, and then the ice cream actually cools down the heat with the milk in it, whatever that chemical is, then just cools off the mouth too. And who doesn't love vanilla ice cream? But try that sometime. All right, that's off the subject. That was a rabbit I was chasing. Got my pita chip. I'm going to call that game worthy. Now I'm going to put it in a serving bowl. Now I know I've already tested this, but I'm just going to go for it again because it is so delicious. Get a little pita chip. No, we don't even double dip here on the show. Well, not in front of the camera. That is so gummy. I couldn't do this, but it's delicious. Thank you for joining us today on the Chef Lance Show. Let me know what you think of this dip. Make it. Tell me how it goes. Enjoy it at your next party. And remember, a day in the kitchen beats a day of working any day. Till next week. Yeah. Yeah, but the first two we did today have no sound at all. I mean, I probably sound, but... So anyway, what do you think about that?
I was nervous, but actually that's pretty good.
You like that, huh?
I do.
What were you nervous about?
Well, just the thought of fish dip. Fish over here, dip over here. In my head, they just, yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, actually I do. I'm surprised.
It is good.
I just think most of that meat came out of the heads of them fishes I picked.
Well,
Demedied
cheeks.
sheets, yeah. That's actually very tasty.
That's very good, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
I was nervous. How's that going to keep?
In a container with us. We're going to take it with us. We'll leave it here tonight, but we'll take it to Bubba's.
Okay. And it'll still be fresh and flavorful?
It's supposed to rest in the refrigerator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 hours to 2 days.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Cleanup time.